You need a trade. You need a savior. I'm about to tell you why Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson can help save your season if you trade for them coming off their bye weeks. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
All right, let's start off with Lamar. And Lamar is fully expected, according to many reports dating back from last week, to be available coming off the bye week 7, entering week 8. But he wasn't practicing on Monday, but it's not a big deal. Mondays typically can be like that for a player, especially when we're talking about Lamar Jackson. And we're talking about an injury. Coming back from injury, definitely feel like we wouldn't hear much. They definitely rest this guy as much as they can. He's going to be fine. Even if they rested him till Wednesday, he's Lamar. He's going to be able to pick everything up right away. He is the offense. And the Ravens need to get back on track. And Lamar's been pretty well rested. This is a player that's casted a lot of doubt in the minds of his owner. And my guess is that you either have a Drake May or a Dak Prescott or another quarterback that has been doing really well for you, or you don't. It's nothing in between. You're probably not skating by really well. You probably either have a starter that you're more than comfortable with right now, or you don't. And if you don't, you're probably not interested in Lamar unless you get something back. So if you're to send somebody a Dak Prescott or send someone a quarterback that's been playing fairly well, let's call it, let me go into my bag of tricks and see if I can come up with a QB that you could send if you had said QB. Bo Nix, I like Bo Nix, but he's playing well. You could trade Bo Nix. So let's say you had a potential Herbert or a Stafford, and you could send that player over to the Lamar owner to make sure they're okay making this trade to begin with. But you're obviously not ending it there. You're trading Stafford or Nix or said quarterback or Jordan Love or whatever, Jared Goff, with a player to go get Lamar. But if they have a quarterback, even better, because now you can use the full amount of value that you're giving up and getting to make this trade happen in a much more impacting way. Because if you send a quarterback with your player, you're kind of diluting your value of the player you're sending, because you're sending two players instead of one. But if you're sending just one player, you can kind of beef up the offer a little more. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a player, and even two-player trades make sense for this, but let's say you have a player like Pickens who's playing out of his mind, but you are concerned that the drop-off is going to happen a little more than you'd like, and you have good wide receivers. Travis Hunter stepped up into your wide receiver 3 spot. You can now kind of afford to take a little bit of a gamble, and quarterback's been hurting you week in and week out. Or you have one of those solid quarterbacks and you just want to upgrade. Let's pretend you don't have a good quarterback. Let's pretend you don't have a good quarterback in this scenario. The owner of Lamar has a competent Baker Mayfield or a Drake May, and they're kind of itching to get out of the decision point of, do I go Lamar coming off the injury? Do I even trust him anymore? Or do I just keep rolling with Drake May? In that scenario, you're trading a Pickens straight across for Lamar pretty easily. And in that scenario, you could move a wide receiver, let's call it, Sutton, with another running back or something here. And if we swing on over to a list of RBs, I can give you a few names that fit the bill here. Kenneth Walker, who you're concerned about, had 17 carries in the Monday night game, but you're worried about Walker doing anything of significance for you on the consistent enough to put him in your lineup. Whereas this Lamar owner is trying to get out of Lamar so they don't have a dilemma because they've got Drake May. You can make a much better deal this way than to have to surrender a quarterback, which was what I was just trying to say. Maybe you have a player like Jordan Mason that you're trading away in conjunction with the wide receiver that's playing very well that you could send packing right now. Let's call it, actually, let's say you're trading a player that isn't playing very well, but you're coupling with Mason. It'd be like a DK. DK's playing okay, but you want him to play better. You trade this off to somebody that needs wide receivers and a running back, and they don't want Lamar. Maybe you're trading away a Devontae Adams, who I don't really want you to trade, but quarterbacks can win you weeks. If you need wins, there's nothing better than a bye week free Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson to carry your team without touching your Gibbs or a running back or a top wide receiver like JSN. You're getting a playmaker, a monster scorer, a guy that can outscore every player in fantasy during any given week or multiple weeks in a row. It's worth the price of admission, even for an Adams. Or let's say you have a player like, let's throw even an AJB. AJB for Lamar. I know it feels like that's not the greatest move off of a big AJB game. But again, if Hunter stepped up into your lineup, you've got a plethora of wide receivers you're rotating anyway. This is a league-winning move. Now, the same thing, everything I'm saying right now applies to Josh Allen. If, let's say, the Josh Allen owner has a quarterback, a competent Baker or Drake May, and you're giving up AJB for Allen, you're getting a league-winning quarterback that could outscore every single fantasy football player in fantasy multiple weeks in a row. Any given Sunday, Josh Allen can carry you. He's bye-week free. This is an amazing move. And let's say you even have, let's go to the running back list and just pull a very solid near one-for-one running back that we might be able to move. I'd say someone along the lines of, maybe this is a tougher thing to pull off one for one, because the elite running backs, and then the drop off group, there's not a lot in between because there's so many injuries right now. Like a Chase Brown, for example, it would be hard to get Josh Allen using Chase Brown. So you'd almost have to couple that with a Keenan Allen or a player that makes a significant impact in their lineup. But again, if they've got Josh Allen's going to be a lot harder to acquire than a Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, because Lamar's coming off an injury and didn't practice Monday. This is a good trade to pull off before some sort of Tuesday. He looks really great report comes out. Now, if there's kind of vagueness on Tuesday, you've got another day to buy time to try and buy Lamar. I think Josh Allen kind of is almost better maybe in the other scenario now that I look at it. Like, let's say the person that has Josh Allen doesn't have another competent quarterback, but you're sending them a Jared Goff, or you're sending them a Baker or something. Baker's hard to trade off that bad game. But if you were to send them Goff, Josh Allen, it might be easier to say, okay, I know what I'm going down into, right? I'm going to go down to Goff, and now I got to go get this extra player that's going to help me at a position of need that I'm completely getting crushed at. And if this was an AJB, I'd still pay this price. Because AJB, while he's, like I said, hard to trade right now, this is an inconsistent player all year that I do believe has great enough value to warrant this if he's playing at this level that he's playing at coming off week 7 all year long. Even then, if AJB continues to maintain the week 7 value, this could still be very dead even. This is how good Josh Allen is. Josh Allen's more secure than Lamar, in my opinion, which is why he costs more. And this would be a great trade. This would be a great trade for somebody that gets into a bye week free Josh Allen, needs wins, and can be carried week in and week out without touching your top running backs or maybe your top wide receiver. Even though AJB might have been drafted as your top wide receiver, I highly doubt he is your number one wide receiver. And if he is, it doesn't matter as long as you can cover the other wide receiver spots. And maybe you could get something thrown back in like a JMO that nobody wants. That's certainly an option, especially if this quarterback is better. But I'm certainly going after both these guys. They're my two favorite players to go acquire right now for teams that need something massive in order to kick it the next handful of weeks and literally win out. Josh Allen single-handedly win you weeks. Lamar can single-handedly win you weeks. And I've never seen them cheaper than they are right now. And they're both coming off a bye. A lot of it has to do with the needs of the team that you're acquiring Josh Allen and Lamar from. If, let's say, the Josh Allen owner has no holes whatsoever and they've got 6 wins, you're probably not getting Josh Allen. Unless this team has another quarterback like Drake May and they're just itching to move him. That might be the case. If not, then you move on from Josh Allen in your league and you go after Lamar. Or if the Lamar owner has no one at quarterback, they've been waiting for him, they're a Ravens fan, you move on. You go to Josh Allen. But these are the cheapest you're ever going to find them. And it may work, it may not work. No one's saying this happens in every one of your leagues. but I watch people rip people off every single day, every single hour. And when people say, not in my league, Smitty, I love you, but no one's doing this trade in my league. I hear that all the time. It's hogwash. I'm constantly seeing people, every hour, I see people rip someone off. And I'm not saying that I'm proud to tell you to go rip somebody off, but you're not in the business of making an even Steven trade. And you can say, but then nobody trades with me. No one's going to trade with you anyway if you start dominating. So it doesn't matter. So go make a good trade. There's no rules that you shouldn't be able to rip someone off in a trade. You're trying to win. You're trying to win, and if trade goes through and they accept it, they want to do it. They're a grown person. You're a grown person. Go get Josh Allen. Do your worst. Go try and get him at the best value you can. You're not here to make an even trade. You're not there to tuck him in at night. You're there to win a league. You're there to win cash money. Are they gonna split the money with you? Are you guys sharing the entry fee? Like, what are you worried about them for? I hate when people say that. You got to make a good trade for everyone. You don't have to make nothing. You do whatever you want. So if they've got 6 wins and no good solid backup, you're not probably getting them. You could try, but that's why there's 2 options here for you. And one of the 2 owners might be in a more vulnerable or advantageous spot, embarrassment of riches at the quarterback position and not at others. Maybe you got a Nico Collins who just got concussed. And you're like, I can't wait on this, Smitty. He just had his bye week, which is great. You can sell that as a selling point. Hey, it's just kind of like another bye week. Your 6 wins, Bill. Your 5 wins, Bill. You can wait on Nico. No one's saying that this is a very comfortable trade necessarily. If Nico was healthy, you draft Nico over either of these QBs in a 1 QB. But if you could get a wide receiver back and you trade Nico Collins for one of these guys, and they happen to hate Ladd McConkey after dropping a very bad outing on him, maybe you get Ladd thrown in. Maybe you could get a struggling Debo. Maybe you get McLaurin coming off injury thrown into a deal. Maybe you get JMO who's being discarded like he's nothing. Maybe you get a player like I'm combing through the wide receivers right now. T. Higgins from somebody. Maybe you get, I think McLaurin fits the bill very well. So don't think that this stops with trying to do the moves and avenues that we explored here. You might be able to do something with something that you're thinking of that works for your team. Run it by me in the comments. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm also additionally live whenever big news breaks. And I'm also live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. So Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. live whenever news breaks, and midnight Eastern almost every single night. And don't forget, I got a Patreon, live chat Patreon. You want advice 24/7 from our amazing chat group. The same people that are in the live stream chats are in the chat group here. Underdog, play 5, get 100. And don't forget to get on over to gunner.com, link in description, if you want to get yourself a pair of these blue light blocking glasses.
The Gunner player of the week.
Blue light eye health is important. Blue light blocking glasses. I only wear gaming blue light blocking glasses. And as you would consume this show or any video at all, even when you're Netflixing, whatever, you want to wear blue light blocking glasses. Let's swap these out for, I like the Clicks personally. These are some of my favorite. We got the amber yellow light tinted glasses as well. These are Witchers from the TV show Witcher. These are my assortment of Gunner glasses, blue light blocking. These are the Clicks. These are probably my favorite right here. These right here. These fit me perfect. I love these. Blue light blocking, the only way to go. Code Smitty, get you 15% off. Link in description again. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Deuce. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. See you all later.